Good afternoon. I'm Dave Briskie, and this is Briskie Business. And I want to welcome you to this week's program. So thanks for joining me this afternoon, and thanks for making me a part of your day. Please continue to write me. You've really made this show your own, and I've got an email, briskiebusiness@entvUSA.com. You can continue to write me there, and I will try to weave in your questions, your concerns, things that are on your mind into the Briskie Business program so we can continue to refine this program and make it yours and answer the questions that are on your mind. As everyone knows that have been tuning in, there's 4 segments to the program, right? There's Brisk's Business Basics, Brisk's Buy or Bail, Brisk's Bulls and Bears, and Brisk's Best and Brightest. And really the whole show is about mentorship, sharing ideas, and learning about different business practices. And we do a lot to try to demystify getting started in business, demystify the stock market, if you will, and keep mentoring you out there so we answer your questions. So the programs where I read letters have gotten really nice reviews. So I got a really interesting letter, and I'm going to read it here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to answer that. So it said, "Hi, Dave. My wife and I really enjoyed your show and tune in every week." Well, and thank you for that, by the way, and keep up the great work. Well, I appreciate the compliments. She said, "One of my favorite shows you did was with Mary Lou Henner, and I've been a fan of Mary Lou since the Taxi days." So everyone knows Mary Lou's got her start on Taxi. And we're going to have Mary Lou on the program again, just so you know. She's really brings a lot of energy. She gave advice, Mary Lou that is, on how to succeed in business. And the letter writer paraphrased, "Find a gap, missing part of the team, and fill it." She then talked about waitressing as she was auditioning for acting jobs. She asked if I could add some color to this. The person that wrote the letters in their late 50s, mentoring a group of young attorneys in the firm, and would like to start them off correctly focused on being a teammate as opposed to beating each other up. And that was from Tom, sorry, not a woman, Tom of Tennessee. So Tom, listen, young, scrappy, and hungry, don't just say it, mean it, especially today, and certainly in the legal market for sure. You see a need and you have to fill it. And I think the key really in what Mary Lou was really saying was to become essential in your company. In these tough times when we're seeing layoffs take place and these types of things, or trying to really be the one that always be on the upper echelon so you're never on a cut list, essential is everything. So, you know, wait for it and don't wait for things to happen. Go find it out there. There is so much work to be done in the company. Your natural response needs to be, if you want to mentor people in that role, is how can I help? You see a need, how can I help? A problem comes up, how can I help? These are the type of people that will last and stand the test of time in companies. That's where job security comes from, and that's what Mary Lou was really talking about. I've always said that I'm going to show someone to the exit doors if they let their title get in the way. We can't be too title-oriented when we're in a job at a company. We have to be willing to do anything from soup to nut. That's where really trust and respect is learned, and this is where you make yourself invaluable. Those that say, well, that's not in my job description, particularly in an economy like this, they're probably not going to last long out there. The other thing Mary Lou talked about was being selfless. I think that's what she really meant. You know, putting others first, putting the company first, and that everyone knows that. When you put yourself in a position of being selfless, you're gonna be with a company a long time, and you're gonna have an amazing career. So I think that's a key component as well. And the key is when you incorporate all these things, you're going to end up being in the room where it happens, because you're going to be touching multiple areas of a company, and you're going to be invited into different meetings, different projects. And when you're in the room where it happens, you get to take on more and more responsibility and become more essential and more valuable. When you get into that position, your career is going to have a wonderful, wonderful longevity to it. And so I think that are other key components. Make sure you do this, and you'll have a long career. Still, the number one question, shifting from that question that I seem to get, is about sales and sales presentations. And it's no wonder. When things get tough, like what is going on right now with the pandemic, everybody puts pressure on sales. Everybody shifts to revenue. Revenue really is the answer in almost any company to solve any problem. Revenue is that path. And so I get a number of questions on putting on sales and how to do that, especially younger folks that are getting started in a selling career or a smaller business or a new sales team. So I don't think you can even talk about the presentation of sales until we get to sales prospecting. We really could probably spend several shows on prospecting, but it must be a priority. It must be done daily. There's no doubt that prospecting is the one thing that salespeople dislike the most. It needs to be a big part of your day, and you have to plan it because it is disliked. But if you want to have a selling career that's successful, prospecting needs to be a monster priority for you. You need to create a template for each week in your activity. And in that template, make sure that you have prospecting in the template for your weekly sales goals, your weekly activity. Very important. And also make sure that it's at different times, the times you prospect. Don't always make it 9 to 11, because if someone is not available on your prospect list between 9 and 11, you're never going to get a hold of them. So you want to move that around in your list. And it'd be critical that you do that. Every sales survey that I've ever done regarding sales process, prospecting is the most difficult piece. But the interesting thing is also in every sales survey that I've ever done, the most successful salespeople attribute prospecting to their keys to success. So if you want to be in that upper echelon of selling, you've got to find a way to know how to prospect. You got to make it a priority, and you have to make it a big part of every single day. Too often what I see, because of quotas or end of the month or end of the quarter, is we see people put pressure and wait to prospect towards the end because they dislike it so much. My tip is those things that you find the biggest struggle, do those first. Make sure those are your priority when you have the most energy. You already know to be successful in selling, prospecting has to be a top priority. So make sure that you have that as something you do every single day. Okay? And also, in this template I've described about your weekly sales activity, make sure you templatize it. 20% of your days are lost between transitioning from one activity to another because we don't know where we're going. Think about that. Think about you losing a day a week. If you're losing 20% of your time switching from prospecting to some other activity rather than going right into it, you're now working a 4-day work week, even though you're there 5 days a week. So make sure you're moving through your day and you know what you're going to do next on each activity. So let's talk a little bit more granular about prospecting, okay? The first thing you need to do if you're going to be good at this is you have to build a prospect list. And you have to, let's look at prospects as fish, okay? You need to be fishing in multiple lakes. You cannot be fishing in one lake. Any good fisherman knows eventually you will empty that lake or that area from fish. So if you want to be successful in your selling career as a professional salesperson, you need to be fishing in multiple lakes. And fortunately now, with today's world and the way we can reach people, it's never been easier than to have that opportunity to be prospecting in multiple areas, multiple lakes. The first one that comes to mind that certainly didn't even exist back when I started in a selling career is social media. And social media is not one-dimensional. It's multi-dimensional. There's so many mediums, different prospects on different social mediums, and we go ahead and make sure that we are always using each one of those platforms, and the target audience in those platforms are different. So whether that's LinkedIn for you or Facebook as two big platforms, certainly Twitter is another platform, and then make sure you're focused in joining the groups. There's so many different groups. Join those groups that are a fit into whatever makes sense for your target audience in your sales career. Joining groups also from a social standpoint. And don't let COVID-19 and the pandemic be an excuse. There are tons of Zoom groups out there that are meeting on a regular basis. Get involved and join those groups that are going to be full of prospects. So become part of those groups, make them Zoom, and if you can have regular meetings, do that as well. People are starting to get together in a social distancing way. Get out there, get in front of people is another way to build your prospect group. And get involved. Be involved in your community in areas. If you're in a selling career and you believe in your product, the communities that you get involved with and the groups you join and participate with are going to be also likely prospects for you as well. And then the big one, and I talk about this on other shows, but didn't dig in deep, is referrals. I think referrals is the greatest opportunity for prospecting. If you can get referrals, you get to go in almost with a warm market lead. So that becomes key. And do not be afraid to buy lists. There are so many lists that you, with phone numbers on it, emails on it, that you can go ahead and purchase, some of them for a relatively small investment, to continue to build your prospect list. So keep in mind this, it's 20 calls. On average, it's 20 phone calls to connect with one buyer. That doesn't even mean you're going to get an appointment. So think about how much effort you need to have towards prospecting. And so I want to talk about that on the next segment as we kind of expand from prospecting into the presentation. And what I want to end with is many people say you have to sort and sift your prospects. I say BS on that. Don't spend your time sorting and sifting. I have watched new salespeople spend so much time sorting and sifting and never getting off and on the phone to make stuff happen. Rather than spend the time sorting and sifting, blast through your list in a big way and go ahead and build your prospects that way and qualify them and move on. You don't need to be shuffling paper if you want to be a successful salesperson. So we're going to close out this segment of Briskie Business, and we're going to move on the next segment with Brisk Buy or Bail. I'll be back in a moment.
As you age, the collagen that helps keep your body in optimal physical condition breaks down faster than your body can replace it. But now, it's easy to give your body the healthy dose of collagen it needs with Collagen Creamer from Youngevity. It's a delicious vanilla-flavored coffee creamer that's packed with 7.5 grams of bovine-sourced collagen peptides. Youngevity's Collagen Creamer uses 2 types of collagen to better supply the protein needed to repair and strengthen the connective tissue in your body. It also supports healthy hair, skin, nails, and even bones. We've also formulated Collagen Creamer with MCT, healthy fats that the body is able to absorb and convert into an instant boost of energy. Add it to coffee or one of your other favorite beverages when you need it. Youngevity Collagen Creamer. Support for healthy connective tissue and more energy, all in a tasty vanilla-flavored creamer. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate. Paying attention to your overall health also means focusing on the command center of it all, your brain. Factors like stress, lack of sleep, poor diet, a sedentary lifestyle, and the bombardment of pollutants and toxins can all diminish brain and neural functions. When was the last time you concentrated on your brain health? Synaptive by Youngevity is a cutting-edge, unique brain support supplement that delivers powerful nutrients both immediately and throughout the day. Its anti-stress nutrients provide instant brain-boosting support that helps with mental focus and cognitive activity. To enhance your body's neuroprotection, Synaptive's full-spectrum antioxidant blend targets 6 major classes of free radicals that inhibit brain function. This powerful nutrient combination also promotes healthy blood flow to the brain. Synaptive. Optimal antioxidant neuroprotection and support for a healthy brain. Now that's something to think about. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
We are ENTV USA. Log on now and check out our live shows and subscribe. You don't want to miss this. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Linea Deportiva, a sports line. At 7 p.m., O Que Chisme, the best celebrity gossip show with Odi Abreu. At 8 p.m., Punto Final, another angle of news. 9 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, we have Alo Cortez with Tony Cortez. Tuesdays at 9 p.m., Dame Un Like. Thursdays, also at 9 p.m., De Noche con Roche. Fridays, 9 p.m., Mas con Mas with Raul Mascanosa. Every Wednesdays at 4 p.m., we've got Briskie Business with Dave Briskie. Followed by Inmigración en Fronteras with lawyer Irving Gonzalez at 5 p.m. This is our programming for ENTV USA from right here in Miami for the rest of the world. Con una vista, basta. Show some love and give us a like.
COVID-19. Maintain social distancing. The best way to prevent the sickness is to avoid exposure and to avoid exposing other people. Maintain if possible and cover your nose and mouth with a handkerchief or mask when in public. Avoid hugs, handshakes, and big reunions as well as events indoors. For more information, please go to floridahealthcovid19.gov. This is a message from ENTV USA for the community.
Welcome back to Briskie Business, and this segment is Brisk Buy or Bail. So this is about the decision-making process, and I think it's interesting. You know, there are people out there, when you're launching a selling career, they're going to be making a buy or bail decision on you. So that's why we're going to talk about refining the sales process in the presentation, because we don't want people bailing on your presentation. Before I get into the presentation, I ran out of time in the last segment, and there was a couple of points I really think we needed to drive home when we talked about those folks out there that sift and sort all day long. They're shuffling their list of who they're going to talk to. You know, the reality is this. There are people on your prospect list that are hot that don't get closed. There's people that are cold that eventually become hot and close. So since we know that, the most important thing to do is continue to be making good, valuable contacts with those prospects rather than sorting them around, because we don't know on that phone call whether they're hot or not. Sometimes they surprise us. Sometimes our hottest prospects are no longer a hot prospect. So just blow through that list as fast as you can and make as many contacts as you can. Build a database is the next thing I want you to do. Build a database, and when you make contact with folks, gain permission to keep up with them. Because as you become an expert and the category expert in your area, it'll give you reasons to reach out to them that aren't always trying to sell them. Hey, this piece of information I thought you'd like. So build your database. It will be invaluable. And that kind of concludes the sales piece. Let's talk about the presentation now. So important. When we have the right and earn the right to meet with somebody, think about that. You've earned their time. You've done your prospecting. Now you've got this opportunity to make a potential client a client. The key thing there is you need to show gratitude that you were given this time, and you need to be incredibly respectful of the time that they've granted you. And make sure the first thing you understand is how much time you have to present. You need to have multiple presentations available. I have been in meetings where someone says you have 15 minutes. Well, if I've got a 45-minute presentation, I'm going to be in deep trouble. So I better have a 15-minute presentation to a 30 to a 45 to whatever, up to an hour. One thing you'll learn, if you're really good at your presentation skills, even that person that gives you that 15 minutes, if your 15-minute presentation is compelling, you'll probably find yourself in a meeting for an hour. If it's not compelling, they're very happy to end it at 15 minutes. But you better have your best stuff ready to go and be respectful of that person that gave you the time. So from the outside, that probably seems oversimplistic, but it's really not. That trust and respect is critical, and so few people follow it. You know, I have a brisk bit out there, and I know a lot of people have probably said this a different way, but, you know, fire your mouth, hire your ears. The other thing you'll hear is there's a reason why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, because you need to be listening a lot more than you're speaking. Most people that venture into a selling career think it's all about talk, 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 talk. And really, if you want to be successful, you need to listen, 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 listen. And if you listen right, it's going to work for you. You've got a potential client out there. You've refined your presentation. You turned your mouth off. You asked questions that are important and compelling, and then listen. The quickest way to lose a sale is to already be thinking of your next question without listening to what the client in front of you is saying. I see this all the time in selling, and it costs you clients. You have to listen. Don't be thinking about your next question. Your next question is going to be out of a result of what your target or your client is saying. And also make sure that you're earnest in your listening skills. It's very, very important in a refined presentation. Never, ever interrupt someone when they're speaking. My goodness, I see people all the time interrupt someone after they've asked a question. They're so wanting to speak, and they don't do the listening skills that are really, really critical. In fact, this time in our political views, and oh my goodness, we see people being inquired in the political congressional hearings and these types of things. Always keep an eye on the person and their body language. You'll notice that some people, they get questions, they're rolling their eyes, they're already upset, and you'll notice that that creates a big, big amount of distrust to the person that's viewing them. I know that body language is really important, so be cognizant of your body language and how interested you are in what people are saying, and make sure that you're even respectful for that person that's basically got a pitchfork aimed at you, as we've seen in Congress. Boy, those that stand up and are professional, they come across so good and strong, and you can be doing the same thing in your sales professional. You will get in front of clients that aren't the nicest people on the planet, but if you'll treat them respectful and answer their questions the appropriate way, don't get bad body language, lean forward, don't be sitting closed but more open, you will find your sales success grow. One of the things I see also is people try to skirt difficult issues. How is somebody going to trust you if they ask you a direct question and you don't answer it, or you answer some other question? In today's time, we're all short on time. And what happens when somebody wants the price? Man, if you can't ask or answer what the price is of your product or service in a prideful and confident way, you're going to have a very difficult time answering the question. Why are people so afraid to tell the price of their product or service? You should be proud of it. You should be able to say what a great value it is and pridefully say it. I see people get tripped up on those real obvious questions, as well as delivery. It is what it is. Answer them, and you'll earn the trust of your target. So I think those two, price and delivery, you should rehearse those answers and make sure you're spot on. If you're a salesperson and you can't answer that question, how the heck are you going to be able to sell your products? And listen up. One of the things you have to do is listen up. If you don't want to be on the bail end of the buy and bail process where your target bails on you, the answers are always in good, solid body language, not only yours that you're putting out, but theirs. Are you looking at them? Are you paying attention to their body language? Are you seeing where their discomfort is? Are you seeing where their real challenges and problems are in their business? And you can see that in their body language. And man, when you ask a question like, wow, that seems troubling to you, I can see that you're a little bit uncomfortable about that. Let's talk about how our product can help with that. Then you're really starting to answer those big questions, and you're now letting their body language work for you, and that allows you to convert from someone who may have bailed on you to now someone who's going to buy what you're selling and what you have to offer. Keep the ears open, keep the mouth closed as much as you possibly can. Ask pointed questions. It's so important. And you are going to find a road that's paved with yeses and buy decisions if you'll follow some of those tips. You know, listen, I like to use the word partner when I talk about the selling process. I start calling them our partner. I want to partner with you. I want you to be our partner. That's the level of relationship that we're looking for, right? A partnership relationship, a two-way street relationship, someone who's going to be there for thick and thin when you're being challenged. Someone's is going to be there when you have questions. You need to get them to be thinking you as a partner as quickly as you possibly can. I like to use and consider dating, right? Dating. If you want a second date, boy, you better be listening. You better be looking that person in the eye, right? And I'm not trying to say this is a dating show by any chance, but let me tell you something. The similarities are unbelievable between dating and getting that second date and ultimately having a marriage. Right? You're not married to the person in your life because you had a bad first date or your first date didn't go well. You had a series of good meetings that ultimately led to a marriage or a partnership. And that's what it's all about. You should look at it that way. You should look at it with that sincerity. You should look at it with that excitement and that preparation. If you go into your sales presentations that way, you're going to have a successful selling career. Don't be the Arnold Horshack, is what I like to say. Those that are like that, it's like the sales prevention team. That guy that's the smartest person in the world, always raising his hand that they know the answer and the question hasn't been asked yet. Don't come across that way. If you want to have a successful selling career, be a successful listener. And we're going to build on this in the next segment. So this is the conclusion of Brisk Buy or Bail. Make sure you're on the buy side in your presentation, and I'll be back in a moment with Brisk Bulls and Bears.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Youngevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Youngevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Super Greens is a one-of-a-kind blend that's loaded with hard-to-find nutrient-dense superfoods. We've used what we've learned from our more than 20 years working with mineral-based nutrition to create one of the healthiest, plant-based nutritional products available. Each superfood was carefully selected so that it complements and enhances the others, helping to maximize Super Greens' nutritional power. Next, we added a specialized fermentation technique to increase the bioavailability of each superfood. Finally, we put in powerful probiotics and enzymes for added digestive support to give you jam-packed nutritional support. Youngevity Super Greens, the highly alkalinizing super supplement that helps balance your body. It's the superfood-powered way to get more organic fruits and veggies in your day, all in just one scoop. Check with your Youngevity distributor to learn more.
Are you looking for high entertainment and energy in your media? Download the ENTV USA app now. You're not going to want to miss what we got to offer. We are ENTV USA. Click and subscribe. Con una vista, basta.
Antioxidants are essential to protect your cells against the damaging effects of free radicals. Purmeric by Youngevity harnesses the power of nature to combat free radicals by delivering a potent boost of antioxidants known for their incredible healing properties. Sourced from certified organic turmeric root, Purmeric contains 95% curcuminoids, the active compounds that quash free radicals. Turmeric has been used in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine for thousands of years to promote both heart and brain health, as well as its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. We've also included a botanical blend of phytonutrients that include flavonoids, carotenoids, and sulfides. These natural, plant-based chemicals are powerful contributors to overall health and well-being. Turmeric, the organic antioxidant supplement from Youngevity, formulated to promote optimal health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Just because you're a certain age doesn't mean you have to look it or feel it. Immortalium by Youngevity was developed to support your body's ability to age normally and healthfully. It's an advanced anti-aging supplement that combines the most effective essential nutrients in a cutting-edge, bi-layered and extended release tablet designed to support your telomere health and natural aging process. Telomeres are the biological clocks within your cells that form the protective ends of almost every chromosome in your body. Telomeres help prevent the chromosomes from deteriorating. The longer and healthier the telomeres in a cell, the greater the health and anti-aging benefits. Immortalium contains synergizing antioxidant enzymes and telomere health-promoting nutrients that are quickly absorbed to give your body time to break down the antioxidants and put them to work. Immortalium, advanced anti-aging support that can help fight the natural aging process. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Understanding your microbiome can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back to Briskie Business, and this segment of the program is Brisk Bulls and Bears. And we've been talking a lot about the sales process because that seems to be what's on everyone's mind right now. And I'm going to use this segment to help exemplify some of things we can do right in the selling process. But before I do, since this is Bulls and Bears, you know, it's interesting after this many programs now, the variety of folks we have. Many people have said in the public markets, invest in a 401k, which I wholeheartedly believe on, IRAs, you know, tax benefit, these types of things. And I think that's all well and good. But most people are really interested once they start to get those pieces of their investment strategy in place and are starting to max out their 401k, they start to look at individual stocks and they start to ask about how to invest in these individual stocks and what should I do and what kind of advice can we give here. And for me, it's just live your life, pay attention, and when you have an unbelievable experience with a company, see if they're public. And if you're having an unbelievable experience with a company, there's a good chance that others are, and that could drive that stock to great heights because there's a lot of bad companies out there. So, you know, we're going to use this segment and talk about a story that I want to tell you about a friend of my wife's. And she was in a conversation with this person. And she had just bought some product for her pet. In fact, her pet's name was Bo, and Bo was their beloved dog. And in that conversation, our friend Nikki was talking about Bo succumbing to cancer. And she talked about some known company, online pet products that she was just got ready to purchase to help Bo overcome his symptoms. And unfortunately, their dog, Bo, died before the products were received by Nikki. And when Nikki called my wife, my wife's a pet person, Nikki's a pet, we love our animals, and she explained what happened. It was a really interesting story. And she explained that she got this product and all of a sudden she wanted a refund because her dog wasn't there anymore. And she called the company's customer service department. And she told the rep what happened and how it happened. And the lady on the phone, the customer service person, was so sympathetic and said that she was so sorry to hear about Bo's passing. She told her she was issuing an absolute full refund, but to keep the products, if you wanted to give it away to an animal shelter or keep it for maybe someday you may want another pet, or maybe you know a friend that has a pet, go ahead and do that. And please donate them if you'd like, maybe in the name of Bo. This is a customer service person at a company showing so much empathy and being so sympathetic. The next day, believe it or not, a floral arrangement arrived at the home with a sympathy card about the loss of Nikki's dog, Bo. Can you imagine? Nikki never purchased a single product. In fact, she was given product for free and never made a payment. Can you imagine the impact that's have? But think about it. Think about that investment that this company made, the time they put into it. But more importantly, think how many times Nikki told that story like she did to my wife. And when I got home, my wife told the story to me. And I was so touched by it, I looked up this company and said, wow, this company, Chewy.com, is a public company. If they treat their customers like that, maybe this is a good company to invest in. And not only that, maybe this is where I want to shift my buying habits to, because these people do it the right way. And that's exactly what we did. You know, it's probably no coincidence that Chewy.com, whose stock symbol is CHWY, is up over 200% since I heard that story. Wow, what a retention team they have and what a reputation they're building. Stuff like that translates into sales. Likewise, negative experiences translates also into negative sales or no investment. And so be the best you can be, and don't forget that your customer service department is an extension of your sales department. If you are not training up your customer service team, you can have great salespeople only to be lost at the customer service side of the business. Alex Tice, who I had on this program, talked about the importance of retention. Retention is born in your customer service department. Absolutely no question about it. So you best invest heavily in your customer service department, because they are the key to continued and ongoing sales. They're the keys to those referrals that we've been talking about. So you want to make sure that you are driving that home with your customer service teams, and make sure they know that they're part of the sales team, that they're part of that sales team. Now, when you start thinking about this sales process and what Chewy did and being part of the sales team, do you always have all the right tools? That will be interesting. You better arm your customer service teams with the right tools. Many companies, I talked about this on a prior segment, on prior shows, have what we call the sales prevention team inside their company. Those people in the company that somehow are driving off customers. Those customer service people with bad attitudes that are driving off customers. Why are you working so hard on your sales efforts, and meanwhile you've got people in your company that are part of the sales prevention team driving your customers away? You've spent all this money keeping in mind 20 phone calls to just get an opportunity to meet with a buyer. You get him in the door, and then the sales prevention team shows up and drives them out of your business. Weed out the sales preventers in your company, and reward those that are keeping and retaining your hard-earned customers out there in the marketplace. Absolutely critical that you do this. I would dedicate all types of training to getting more and more of your staff to be salespeople. This is something that we're working into our business. We are cross-training everywhere. You should be cross-training not only in sales, not only in customer service, but in other segments of the business. Just today, in our QA area of the business, because we have open conversation about what's going on, our QA manager came up with a referral in our pets CBD business that we're launching, because he knew he had a relationship with someone who owned multiple veterinarian clinics, and that's also already been passed on to the sales team. That is the opposite of sales prevention, right? That is sales creation at every level. We've also had folks in our accounting department make referrals. You have to get everyone sales-minded. And it's really interesting. When you get the whole company sales-minded and giving referrals to your salespeople and getting your customer service team working on sales, guess what happens? You get cooperation the other way to the operation end of the business. You'll get your salespeople who aren't always great at giving you paperwork, you'll get them being more cooperative because they're appreciative that you're working, or other departments are working just as hard at retaining those customers. Develop a sales mindset throughout your company. Develop a sales retention business throughout your company, and start cross-training them. In our business, we even have accountants that are out on our production floor making product for customers, so they understand how difficult it is and the pride that goes into it. Start that cross-training, but make sure your whole organization is sales-minded. You go ahead and do this, you're going to see an uplift in sales. And don't be afraid to provide those incentives. Provide a little bit of recognition for those that are passing on good customers. And you know what? If you do that and they feel a part of the process, they'll also start bringing talented people to your organization. Recruiting the right people comes from happy people in your company, people that are rewarded, and they feel like they make a difference inside your company. So let's make this happen for your business. Let's be sales-minded. Let's be customer retention-minded. Let's turn our customer service department into sellers. And let's go ahead and weed out the sales prevention teams in your company, in your business. And you watch your business flourish. I'm Dave Briskie. This is Briskie Business, and I'll be back with you with our concluding segment of Bris Best and Brightest.
Antioxidants are essential to protect your cells against the damaging effects of free radicals. Purmeric by Youngevity harnesses the power of nature to combat free radicals by delivering a potent boost of antioxidants known for their incredible healing properties. Sourced from certified organic turmeric root, Purmeric contains 95% curcuminoids, the active compounds that quash free radicals. Turmeric has been used in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine for thousands of years to promote both heart and brain health, as well as its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. We've also included a botanical blend of phytonutrients that include flavonoids, carotenoids, and sulfides. These natural, plant-based chemicals are powerful contributors to overall health and well-being. Purmeric, the organic antioxidant supplement from Youngevity, formulated to promote optimal health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
CardioBeats from Youngevity supports a healthy cardiovascular system and helps supply the nutrients your body needs to support better physical endurance. Your capacity to last a little longer is largely based on how well your cardiovascular system expends oxygen and circulates blood through your body. CardioBeats helps combat the oxidative stress caused by physical activity by supplying you with key nutrients that support your cardiovascular system. These nutrients have also been shown to help improve endurance. CardioBeats starts with organic beets, a rich source of nitrates to support healthy blood flow and oxygen transport. We've added whole foods from highly bioavailable seaweed and mango fruit. both known for blood flow support and antioxidant-rich sweet cherries. Then, for even more heart health benefits, we finished it off with key amino acids. Take your physical endurance to the next level with Cardio Beats. Talk to your Youngevity associate for more information.
As you age, factors like health, weight, diet, and lifestyle can all impact your bones, joints, and general mobility. Over time, you might start to experience stiffness or pain due to damaged joints or connective tissue. Ultimate Glucogel by Youngevity was created to help you limit the effects of wear on your joints. It delivers a daily dose of collagen-rich gelatin your body needs for joint elasticity and maintenance. Ultimate Glucogel contains a 1-to-1 ratio of gelatin and glucosamine sulfate, which is a key building block of your bone matrix, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Gelatin's unique blend of amino acids not only help with muscle and joint health, but also has been shown to provide additional benefits for the brain, skin, and hair. Ultimate Glucogel. Natural, optimal daily support for joint health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
As you age, the collagen that helps keep your body in optimal physical condition breaks down faster than your body can replace it. But now it's easy to give your body the healthy dose of collagen it needs with Collagen Creamer from Youngevity. It's a delicious vanilla-flavored coffee creamer that's packed with 7.5 grams of bovine-sourced collagen peptides. Youngevity's Collagen Creamer uses 2 types of collagen to better supply the protein needed to repair and strengthen the connective tissue in your body. It also supports healthy hair, skin, nails, and even bones. We've also formulated Collagen Creamer with MCT, healthy fats that the body is able to absorb and convert into an instant boost of energy. Add it to coffee or one of your other favorite beverages when you need it. Youngevity Collagen Creamer. Support for healthy connective tissue and more energy, all in a tasty vanilla-flavored creamer. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Understanding your microbiome can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back to Briskie Business, and this is Best and Bitus, and we'll try to slow it down maybe a little bit. I get, these shows when you're just the lone person on the shows and you don't have guests there that you can feed off of. Man, you'd think they'd be harder to deliver, but I get so excited to talk to you because your questions are so intriguing. They get me kind of juiced up and excited, but I'm going to try to slow it down a little bit, have a cup of my favorite coffee. Man, I love a good cup of coffee. I hope you'll do the same. So let's slow it down a little bit and get into a little bit of mentorship. Oh man, that's good. That is good. So let's talk about a program that I encourage you to go back to the NTV USA app and take a look at. We did a program on culture, and in that program we talked about mentoring people in your company. And so since this segment is on mentorship, I want to make sure you go back. I'm going to encourage you to go back and look at how to create a good culture and some of that activity that you can do. So you might, if you find this intriguing, go back and take a look at that, and I think it will help you. And what I'm talking about specifically is mentoring new hires. That is such an important process. It's interesting. We'll spend all this money to recruiting agencies. We'll work so hard to bring a new and talented person into our company. And then on the day one, the day they're so excited, the day that they have the most apprehension about coming to the job, what to expect, there could be a little bit nervous. What are we going to do on that first day to lock them in right on the very first day? And that's why I mentioned that culture document that we spent an entire episode on. So go back and check that, because by looking at that document on what culture we have in the business, we want to make sure that that new hire very, very quickly understands the culture of the business, gets introduced to everyone. It amazes me, companies that don't have a healthy culture. There'll be people that work in the company for a month and nobody even knows who they are, and it drives me insane that people in the company don't even go introduce them. What I like to do on a first day for a new hire is to walk them around myself, or make sure the supervisor who brought them in walks them through, introduces them, invites them to a first day lunch, really gets them acclimated into the culture of the business, starts to build those relationships, and then starts to go over the culture document. What we want to do on day one is provide a path to greatness for that person, that person can be great and have a great career here. And that starts day one. They say 1,000-mile journey, it's a Chinese proverb, I believe, starts with its very first step. The very first step for your new employees is day one. You got to make that great first impression. That cliche is real. You do not get a second chance to make a first impression. So you make sure you make that first impression on day one. I have a phrase I like to use: fresh eyes are the best eyes. Encourage those new people that are coming in to ask those questions. Now, ask them intelligently. Don't be belligerent. Make sure they understand the whole process in a company. But if there's some contribution that they can make on day one because their eyes see something that they have a question about, how cool would it be on your first day of work to go home and feel awesome that you already made a contribution to the business and people talked about it? We don't always have all the resources to do all these things. It's funny, in the sales process or in a process like this, many people will say, I don't have time for that, or I don't have the resources to add that training. But I like to say, whether it's the sales process or the huddling process, if you're resource thing, that what you got to do is you've got to sometimes it's a funny phrase, but sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. If you don't have all the resources that are necessary, it doesn't mean you still can't deliver great service. It doesn't mean you can't deliver a great experience just because you don't have the bells and whistles. It reminds me of a story I love to tell about my dad, actually, who worked for the same company for like 58 years. And I was visiting him. I was a young man then, coming back from a business trip. I already started work. And Dad's company that he worked for was resource thin. They still hadn't migrated to computers when everyone else did. And I was sitting in his office, the same office he always had, one day, and one of his customers called. And it didn't matter that his son was standing in front of him. He knew the importance of those customers, and he knew I did. So I was not going to be upset. I would have been more upset if he didn't pick up the phone. So he picked up the phone, and it was one of his best customers, and he had him on speakerphone. And the customer said, hey, keep in mind, my dad's been doing business with these people for decades. And the person brought up a job. In the job, he said, he goes, hey, Dan, my dad's name is Dan. He goes, hey, listen, Dan, he goes, I need those light fixtures. He was in the electrical supply business, in ballasts, and I need those items that were on that job that we did in such and such an area. And I know you have all that information on your computer. Is when I heard that it was on the computer that I was like, there was no computer in my dad's office, okay? But there was a calculator. So my dad started punching the numbers on the calculator, saying, listen, I'm pulling up the information on the computer. But meanwhile, with his other hand, he was opening up a file drawer. And he's looking in the file drawer, and he's typing. He goes, yo, the computer's slow a day, and he's pumping away on the calculator, just punching fake numbers in. And he pulls out a file, opens up the file, and starts to recite all of the information to his customer. And his customer says, Dan, I am so impressed. It's amazing that computer system you have, how you have such access to that information. My dad had the old school system. He knew his customers wanted to deal with companies that, were technology rich. So my dad was technology rich. He knew how to make a calculator turn into a file system and call it a computer. Fake it till you make it. But let me tell you something. He was spot on. It wasn't fake it with lack of integrity. He just maybe told one of those little white lies because he had the information at his fingerprints tips quicker than he could have got it out of a computer. And he was able to exude confidence into his customer, and his customer was so impressed with the technology that he had well in hand, no pun intended, to make stuff happen. I love that story. So many people look for excuses. Don't look for the excuses. Look for the path forward. Look for a way to impress your customers. Look for a way to give extraordinary service, even if you have to use maybe a few tricks of the trade. No reason to find excuses. Find reasons. No reason to see the wall. Find the door or find a window. And that's what my suggestion is for you. As you know, I love to end this segment on gap moments. Gap moments to me is that moment you find every day. More and more people are under so much pressure and so much stress. That is one of the things I keep hearing. People are so stressed out. They're so concerned. They're working double time. They're not employed. They're trying to find work, and they are finding themselves deeper and deeper into the doldrums. Listen, I'm not suggesting that you go and pull money that you might not even have available to go on a vacation. You know by now, gap moments are not about that. Gap moments are about finding something joyful, something to pick yourself up every single day. Most people know for me, those are sunsets at the end of the day and a cup of coffee with my wife every morning. That is a moment of joy that I have, and I rarely drive by something beautiful. I'll take the 5 minutes to find it. I'm encouraging you to do the same. I'm seeing a lot of depressed people out there. I'm seeing a lot of people struggling with finding even a time to smile. I'm finding less and less people finding time to Zoom their friends. You do not want to be looking for a job or an opportunity, or you do not want to be in the selling process with an attitude that's defeated, or I'm down, or my body language is dejected, or I'm slumped over in my posture. You're going to have to find those things, and they're all around you. Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes and see them. See them clearly. Realize that even in tough times, the sun does shine. Even in tough times, flowers do bloom. Even in tough times, you'll find a baby laughing. Even in tough times, you can seek a friend's embrace. Don't allow the pandemic to bring you down and defeat you. You can be realist. It's tough. It is tough, but you can find those times. You can find your happiness. And by doing that, you're going to be giving better presentations about yourself. You'll be a better husband. You'll be a better brother, a better sister, a better friend, a better employee, and a better prospect when someone's looking to hire you. And I'm going to conclude Briskie Business right here. Put a smile on your face and go out and make something happen in your life. I'm Dave Briskie. This is Briskie Business.